Hi guys, my name is TB. In this video tutorial I'll explain how to install and configure the Real Video Player WordPress plugin. So this is a really complex video player WordPress plugin. Of course it can be installed in WordPress as a plugin. It has a lot of features and it comes with 8 predefined skins. You can see them all here. For example, this is minimal dark and I'll show you minimal white. The skin can be easily modified. You can add your own buttons, change the colors, remove all buttons. You can see here some examples of the player. For example, this is something more simple. Just a few buttons on the bottom. Yeah, there is a lot to say about the player. I will not go into the details too much because everything is explained here. But this player, some of the main feature is that it has multiple categories. You can add as many categories as you like, and each category can have a playlist. Like you see here, each thumbnail it's bounded to a playlist, so it has support for HTML playlist. These are the most basic ones in which you can add easily add video on descriptions, and as you can see here, this is HTML playlist. So it also has support for subtitle. It has so many features it's impossible to go through all of them. So support for subtitle, TXT or SRT, advertisement video in front of the original video, just like you see on YouTube. And when this is clicked, it will open a new link. And this is the latest addition, pop-up commercial ads. Just like on YouTube, you can add this type of images and define the start and the end value for them. So I guess these are preloads advertising. I'm not sure about the correct name. So yeah, oh, sorry. And now I have to return to the playlist. It also has support for YouTube playlist. This is actually loading on a YouTube playlist. You can change the quality exactly like it is on YouTube. Mixed playlist. This you can have MP4 videos from your server, YouTube videos, and of course Vimeo videos in the same playlist. You can mix them. Okay, XML playlist. If you want, for example, to define your playlist in a XML file, this way you can hide the videos from the page source, just in case you would like this type of playlist. You can use it. Vimeo playlist, you can load the Vimeo playlist. As you can see here, these are videos from Vimeo, and of course from folder you can this is the safest way to hide the video URL and path. Just define a folder of videos, and the video player will load them. So yeah, also it has, like you see here, a lot of buttons. This hide, show the playlist, shuffle, replay. It also has embed. You can send to a friend the current link, because this one other cool feature, it's using deep linking. What this means, it's adding an extra parameter here to the URL. This way you can actually send the video URL to a friend. For example, if you're playing this video, as you can see here, the URL has changed. You can just copy and send this. Of course, this can be disabled. It's not you cannot, it easily can be disabled. You can also download the video if you like. Also optional share, window share, all those, a lot of media, social websites, and of course full screen. Everything is optional. All buttons are optional, so you can remove them as you like. Another useful feature for developers, it's the API. It has an extensive API. You can see some of the methods here, like play next, that you can use, and inside the zip file that you if you will buy it, you'll find a help file, and under the API specification you can find all methods. You see there are a lot of them, and all events, and also here an example which I will show you a bit later. So yeah, this is an impressive product, and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, back to WordPress now. 1 second. So when you buy the file, when you buy the player, you'll see this archive probably will not have this name, but the content will be the same. So inside of this zip file there is another zip file. So make sure this is the one that you are using as the plugin. Also there is the help file that I showed you, and this is an XML example playlist that I will show you a bit later. So to plugin, let's close this one, and I see that I need to delete it first. It's I've made some tests before and it's there, but I want to show you how to install it. Okay, so add new and upload plugin. This is basically the same process as with every WordPress plugin. There is nothing different in it. So it's installing. It takes a while. My internet connection it's not that great here, but the file is small. It's a few megabytes. It's really small. Okay, so everything is fine. See it here and also here. That's the same icon with Ultimate Video Player. But so there are 3 tabs here. There is General Settings, Playlist Manager, and CSS Editor. General Settings is used to control the entire player, like the thumbnails, the buttons, remove buttons, change color, change skin. Yeah, so basically the entire player it's controlled here in the general settings. So like I've showed you here, there are 8 predefined skin. This minimal dark, minimal white, and so on. They are already pre-coded here in this select. So if you want, for example, to use the minimal dark, all you have to do is just leave this, just select the minimal dark. Or if you want minimal white, select classic white, select classic white, and so on. So like I told you, all these settings are predefined. You don't have to know anything about this. You don't need to change anything about this. But if you do want, for example, to remove a button or change some colors, or I don't know, set autoplay to yes or whatever, there are a lot of settings here. You have to create your own preset. So we'll use as template the minimal dark, and I'll call it my preset. And now just add new preset. And now we can edit it, and we can actually change any value here. And then after we click when update preset setting is clicked, the change will be reflected. But the first 8, they can be modified, so keep this in mind. When you want to change something, create a preset from the template and then just modify what you want there. So main settings are some general settings like the display type, skin type, auto scale, tooltips, and so on. They are self-explanatory. Control settings, it's related to the control. This is the control, these buttons, the scrub bar, time, and all these buttons. You can remove them, change spacing, colors, and so on. And okay. Playlist windows settings, it's for this category's main playlist window that appears. Also can remove buttons and other stuff in there. Like I said, I will not go through this because they are self-explanatory, so you can just look into that and adapt it for us for what you want. Playlist settings, it's for sorry for this area, for the playlist here with the button. For example, you can just position the playlist top instead of sorry, at right and bottom, not top. You can hide the playlist by default, hide the buttons, and so on. Logo settings, it's for the logo that appears here on the right. Maybe you want to change your logo or remove it or whatever. And embedded share window settings is for this guy here when the embed is clicked. So now we have our preset here. I'll not do anything for now. I'll just want to go through the other stuff. Playlist manager I'll show in a second. CSS editor. This is a CSS file that will be available for the player instance where when the player is added in a page or a post. So you can define here classes for example, for the tooltip that appears when the thumbnail is hovered. Also, these tooltips are optional. For also classes for this description here on the thumbnail. So I will show you those when I'll create a playlist. But just keep in mind that this CSS file can actually have CSS classes that we can use when we create a playlist. Okay, so now the playlist manager. Here we can create. I already have done these two tests, but I was sorry about the name. Was just the test. Okay, so here we can add main playlist. So a main playlist, it's a playlist that contains multiple playlists. So we can have a main playlist that contains only a playlist like this one, or can have a playlist that contains as many playlists as you like. And when you click a playlist, you have seen the player just loads the current playlist that is defined there. Of course, again, everything is optional. Even these categories, buttons, and playlists, you can have just a player with a few videos. It doesn't have to be like this. But it was developed in mind to handle multiple playlists. So we'll just create our playlist here. Let's give it another name. It's okay. And now add a new single playlist. So these are, like I showed you there is normal playlist, YouTube playlist, folder, and XML playlist. We'll go with the normal for now. Normal playlist. We'll add a thumbnail. This one. And now not this one, sorry about this. 1 second, I have some notes here to make things simple. 1 second. Okay, so here there is a file. Actually, I think I will include this in the download files just as reference. So these are just some notes. At first sight they don't mean much, but like I've said, these classes are defined, this one are defined in the CSS file that I just showed you. So you can just, for the title here, you can just throw some text like this, normal playlist, and this is what you will see basically when you open the categories. This is the text that will appear here. So here will be my playlist, but you can see here the title is white and the other stuff it's lighter white. So here you can actually add a class to do that. So I'll just copy and paste here, but like I said, this is basic HTML. What it does, it's actually other class and some text. This is nothing complicated here. We'll add this here. I'll call it, make sure that we're in HTML mode, and I will call it my normal playlist. And this text will be reflected there. Okay, now that we have a playlist, we can add videos. This is the box that will appear to add the video. So we can give it a name, mp4 video. Add the video source. You can add here a path, absolute path, or just drop it from the library. Okay. Video mobile source, it's optional. If you want another source for mobile, for example a smaller video, you can add it here, but it's optional, don't need one. Video thumbnail path, we'll add this thumbnail. Video thumbnail path is this thumbnail here that will appear here. Again, this is optional if you are not using the playlist thumbnails. Video poster path is the video poster, we'll add one. I just have one here, it can be any image. Video mobile poster path, again you can add a smaller version of it. Subtitle, if you want a subtitle, we'll add one here. The subtitle can be a TXT or an SRT file. The format of the subtitle is exactly how you will how a CRT file is formatted, so you can find this on Google. Downloadable, if it's downloadable, we set it to no, and here show add settings to add an advertisement, and add pop-up advertisement to add pop-up. I'll show you this in a second. And as for the tooltip text, we'll just add this guy. Again, simple HTML we can add. Okay, add video. So we have an MP4 video. Now let's add a YouTube video. Again, for YouTube, we just have to add the YouTube video or URL. Like you can see here, this is actually the video from YouTube, so you can just add it here. Video mobile, so there is no need. Thumbnail, we'll add again the same thumbnail. I don't have another one, so it will be understandable. Subtitle no, downloadable no. Video poster path, we'll add the same poster, but of course you can change it or just leave the YouTube, but I think for this case we'll not add the poster, so we'll leave like this. Subtitle, there is no, there is for now. For this we'll not add a subtitle, and for the tooltip we'll just leave it blank. And the last one, Vimeo. Again, the same thing here. You have to add the Vimeo video URL, so you can see this is actually the Vimeo video from here. Mobile source none. Thumbnail path, again I'll add this one just to be different. And the rest, of course, downloadable no, and again the tooltip will leave it blank. So this is it for a normal playlist. Just after you finish, click update main playlist and the playlist is saved in the database. Okay, now to go on your pages, the player can be added in a page or a post. So okay, you will see the shortcode on the right. You will see this one. This is from another plugin, so I'll move it down. And as you can see, these are our presets that we have there. Select my preset and the playlist. Currently we have only one. If you create more, they will be listed here. In case to add the shortcode, just select visual and click the add shortcode button, and it will be listed here. But just in case it doesn't work, you can just copy and paste it from here and put it anywhere if you have some fancy text editor that is not supported. So after you do this, click update, and this is it, and preview changes. So here it is. As you can see, though, this is the MP4, the first MP4 video. It has that tooltip that we had there, MP4 video example. These two don't have any tooltip because we leave them blank. We leave it blank. So we click play. This is the video player, that the MP4 video and the subtitle that we have added there. You can see it in full screen. I can also hide this for now. Yeah. This is the YouTube video. You can see the quality changer. It's here. It's here. And this is the Vimeo video that we have added. Okay. Now I would like to add on the first video. I would like to add an advertisement. So here, a video advertisement before the video. So you click here, show ad settings. This is the advertisement video source. Again, this is MP4 file, and mobile video source is optional. The page to open when the video is clicked. The target also, and the time to hold ads. This is in seconds. So if, for example, if you want I don't know how to explain this, the seconds until the skip button will appear. So for example, if you want to keep the skip button hidden for 6 seconds, we'll just add 6 here. Okay, so update video, update playlist. Don't forget to update the main playlist. And now if we refresh, if we click play now, as you can see, this is the advertisement video. These are the seconds until the skip button will appear. And if we click the advertisement, we'll open the link that we have specified there. So keep this in mind. And after that, the video will play just like normal. Okay, another thing to add, pop-up commercial window. This can be added on Vimeo and YouTube and YouTube video also. So keep this in mind. So we'll just add the example. Image source. I have here an image that I made, but you can add any image, doesn't matter. The link will just add the target, and here is the start time when the pop-up ad will appear, and the end time when it will disappear. So we'll add hours, minutes, seconds. So it will appear at second 10, and it will disappear at second 20. As you can see, it's here. If you want to change something, and just edit it and update it. Okay, update video, update main playlist. Now if we refresh, remember it's on the first video. Just have to skip this for now because it will not appear on the advertisement video. It will appear on the actual video. Now we'll wait until second 10. And as you can see, the pop-up window it's appearing, and then click the player, it will open that page. Also the player will pause, and at second 20 or 21, it depends how the time we're working internally, it will hide. So this is it. Of course, it will appear again if you go there, and if the close button is clicked, it will not appear again. So this is how it works with the advertisement video. So this is kind of it about the normal playlist. You can add as many videos as you like. The videos are sortable. You can change the order, as well as the main playlist are sortable if you have more. So you can change the order. For example, we'll just add like this. just to show you. So if you see now, the thumbnails are these two first and then the other one, and if we refresh, the order will be different. This is the first and so on. Okay, now let's add a YouTube playlist. The playlist source, it's a YouTube playlist source. I just added here, for example, a link, but if you copy and paste this in the browser, you'll see the playlist from the YouTube. You just have to copy and paste the URL path. Add the thumbnail from the for the categories. This is if you have categories, you have them. And for the text, we'll just leave it as it is. We will not add anything else. Okay, so update playlist. And now if you refresh the page, and select the main categories playlist drop down, as you can see, this is the first one that we defined and the text that we have added, and this is YouTube and it doesn't have any text. And when this clicked, it will open the YouTube playlist. Of course, for example, you can start directly at this playlist. For example, let's show you the coolness of deep linking. We'll select this video. My internet connection, it's really not what it should be. As you can see, this video, it's playing, and if we refresh the page, it will not start at the first video. It will start at the video that it was previously playing. As you can see here, the URL is changed in a way that will reflect the playlist 1 and video ID 3. So this deep linking stuff is really nice. Keep this in mind. Okay, now XML playlist. Select the type of XML, and here we have to add the XML path. What's important to note here is that the XML path, the XML file, has to be uploaded on a server, and you have to put the absolute path as the playlist source. Remember this. So this is how the XML looks inside. This will be added for reference. You can just modify the content here and add more videos or whatever. So I have the link on the server, on my server, the XML on my server, as you can see here. I will leave it there for if you want to look at it. I will not remove it. So if you paste here, you can see the actual XML file here in the browser. So remember that this is required. You can't put a relative XML path as the playlist source. And the thumbnail image here will not add any text. You see it's added here. And now, sorry, if we refresh it, start again at YouTube video, and here it is, our XML playlist. So these are videos playlist created from XML, so remember this. Let's go to the first one. Let's look it better. Okay, and let me show something about, I've told you that these are sortable, so we'll add normal playlist, we'll add it second, and YouTube playlist the first. So now if we refresh the page, as you can see, the YouTube is the first playlist, then the HTML is the second, and XML is the third one. So this is a really nice feature to have. And the last type of playlist, it's folder. What this means, it means that you can actually upload a folder of MP4 videos. I had an example here, I don't know. just a second, I need to search it. So yeah, there is a folder here on the desktop. Basically, you can add MP4 videos in a folder, upload it to your server, and then just pass the folder path to the as the playlist source, and the player will just load the videos from there. What's important to note is that there are 4 files here for each video player, for each video. If you want only a video to appear, just add the video, this one. If you want a mobile source, add the same name as the video plus line mobile. If you want a poster, add the same name as the video and line poster. And for the thumbnail, the same idea, the name of the video, line, thumbnail. So I hope this is clear, but like I said, you can just have, sorry, just to show you to understand this, you can just have the videos like this, and they will load fine, but you will not have a thumbnail, a poster. So keep that in mind. And a mobile, of course, a mobile source if you want a mobile source. So let's, the way it works, this is also important. Like you see here, you have to add the folder inside the plugin content, because there are some security issues here. You can't just load MP4 folders from any server. This is not possible. So you have to we have to add the videos folder inside the FWD RVP content forward. That is the plugin for. You can do this in using I'm using FileZilla, but you can use any FTP client. Go into your WordPress directory, WP content, plugins, and you will see here the Real Video Player plugins content. And inside this, we have to add the videos. So I'll do this now. Just drag it here. I'll pause this until it will upload, because my internet connection it's not great. So it's almost uploaded. Now all you have to do to get the name of the video folder and pass it here. And again, the thumbnail path for the folder. And we'll just leave the text blank again, and you can see it here. And update. It's here now. And now if the page is refreshed, the folder playlist appears, and now there are those 2 videos that I showed you there that are loading. The name is generic. It doesn't take the video ID tree. It's not possible with this type of logic. But like you see here, this is the safest way to hide your video paths, basically, if you don't want anybody to see them. So yeah, this is it about the playlist. I want to show you something about the general settings, like I've told you I would. So we'll select our preset that we created, and for example, let's see. By the way, this is the maximum width and maximum height. It's defined in just like max width and max height in WordPress. Sorry, in CSS. So keep that in mind. So let's play with the playlist. Let's set it to right. Sorry, right. Now as you can see, the playlist is on the right. Let's put this one because it's looking better. And the buttons also are on the sorry, on the right side on the right side. As you can see now, the playlist is hiding on the right. What else can we do here? There are a lot of things, but for example, show playlist by default. You can start with the player. It will not show the playlist. The playlist will be hidden, and it will only appear when the playlist button is clicked to show it. So, like I've said, there are so many options. You just have to go through them, and you can also read here in the description some of the possible things that you can do. Remove mouse will support. I don't know. Let's see. Controllers, remove a button, for example, remove the shuffle button and the loop button. So you can see the buttons are not here. So keep this in mind, everything is removable here, even the subtitle, even the absolutely everything. So I don't think there is a point to go through all these settings, because you can hide the button, you can set some spacing, some colors, it's obvious. You just have to go through them and remove stuff that you don't want, modify stuff that you don't like, and so on. Okay, so the last about the CSS editor, you can, like I said, they are already predefined classes. You can also add your own, and after do that, just make sure you update the CSS file. And one last thing, the API. The API, it's, as you can see here, these buttons are actually controlling the video player using the API. These are not part of the player. These are external buttons, and when clicked, they are calling the playlist, the video player API. So for example, you can go full screen from it. There are a lot of methods like I showed you here on the help file. You can see them all here. So I've created here an example. You can just copy and paste this for simplicity, and then you can add the events that you want, the methods that you want, and the logic that you want. For any developer, this is simple stuff. So, make sure that this is done in text. Remember this, otherwise all kind of spaces are added and it will not work. So as you can see, here is a function that registers the event. This is the instance name of the player. If you have more than one, it will just be this one, this two, this three, and so on. Now that you have only one, it's the first one, it's 0. We'll add the event, and when it's ready, we'll call this function when the player is ready, and when when on play, we'll call this event. We'll add this console in the console, and there is also a play next video that is calling the play next method. If you look here in the documentation, you can see here this is the method. So all methods are called exactly like this. Some have parameters, some are empty, some. So let's see, update. I didn't test this, so I hope it works. I just copy the paste and copy that code. Okay, this error is not related to the player, it's something related to Flash, so don't worry about it. It will not affect anything. So as you can see, there is a log here, player ready. It's a bit crooked because there is not enough space, but I'll do it here. And there is this button, and when you click it, let's see here this is the second video, and then click play next. The third video will play, and as you can see, the log current playing video ID is 2. It's a method here that it's calling the get video ID. So this is it. The player is fully, I forgot to tell you this, the player is fully responsive, so it can adapt to absolutely any type of layout, as you can see here. So yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything. if there is something you need to know, or to contact me for questions, or please do so on the email from the help file. So yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoy it, and take care and bye.